What you're watching now happened in the past, before the latest episode of The Smallest Cog dropped on Discovery Plus. You may already have seen it, in which case this will be familiar. If you haven't already seen that episode, there is a link in description. Watch it now and then come back, because this car you'll by now have seen. It is the 1979 Mark II Ford Escort RS2000 that I bought. And I bought it for The Smallest Cog so that we could restore it, sell it, and hopefully make some money on it. Story of the car. Well, we discovered it's had a bit of a life. It was originally a UK supplied car. Then it spent 33 years in the Isle of Man, where we're pretty sure, no, we're not pretty sure, we are entirely sure it did some road rallying and racing. And we know that because it had every sign. The handbrake cables and some of the pipes had been rerouted inside the car to protect them on the underside. And it had had the absolute proverbial kicked out of it in every corner. At the front end, every time we cut away another bit of rust or Ford aged metal, we discovered another dent and misshape and horror underneath. It went on and on and on. Basically, front end we had to renew entirely. There were weeks, if not months, of fabrication before we got near paint. The rear end wasn't so bad, but it was an immense effort. And then the paint. This was its original colour. They were quite rare in this dark blue, and it is a beautiful deep colour. And the guys worked extra hard to give it an original paint finish. What they didn't want to do, having done all of that fabrication, was end up with it completely flat, because they never were. They wanted something halfway between that and how it left the factory as a rather more workaday paint finish. And we were really pleased with the results. So as planned, we sent it off to the auction. Lo and behold, it's sold.
RS2000 Mark II, selling at £33,000.
Not brilliantly, not a very high price on the day, but it's sold. And then I heard from the bloke that had bought it a few weeks later, and he was in a bit of a pickle because I hadn't taken the time to re-register it on its original UK plates. It was still registered in Southern Ireland, where it had gone after the Isle of Man. It's travelled. And he couldn't face that prospect. He wanted money off, he wanted to reduce the... Basically, I said, I'll buy it back. So I have. So the RS2000 is, once again, mine, which is good because it gives us a chance to address a few things with this car to really make it something we can be proud of. There are some niggles, there are some bits and pieces that aren't quite right. Then there's one major bit that isn't quite right that I do want to put right. The interior. Oh, I love it in here. This, for me, is one of the most evocative bits of the car, and I know if you're of a similar age, and if you are, I'm sorry, bad luck, it'll be the bit that resonates with you. And that, of course, is these headrests. We had them remade. They are fabulous. They were unique to this car, pretty much, and very special. Lightweight, yeah, but how much weight did it really save? Not a lot, but did it look really cool and distinctive, even if you were following it from behind? Yeah, it impressed the heck out of me. My next door neighbour had one at our little semi in Birmingham 100 years ago, and it was simply the coolest thing. And I used to sit in the garden just to look at the car. It was red, and I adored it and hated the next door neighbour. Anyway, the interior of this particular one, it's beautiful, it's brand new, made by professionals, and it's a gorgeous thing. Thing is, when we came to restore the car, original paint colour, we decoded the code on the body to work out what colour it left the factory in and what colour the interior was, and it was black. And I said, and I can't deny this because I said it on camera on the TV show, you might have seen that episode from Series 1. That looks really good. It's going to look gorgeous against that midnight blue. Not going to lie, I'm wondering if I should have gone black rather than beige. But it's too late. We should do it in that. It'll look beautiful against the dark blue. So we did. And it doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't quite work. I thought it would look $1 million, but it's not right. And the other slight issue, we had the interior made by absolute pros. I'm going to go back to the same people to have a new one done in black, but we fitted it. And if you've ever done any work on interior trimming on a car, unless you are an interior trimmer, it just doesn't work. It's like, have you tried plastering? It's like that. If you're a plasterer, it's fine. If you're not, just don't bother. So this is going back up to the Midlands to have a black interior put back in it. And there'll be more bits to do as well. There are some areas of the paint that perhaps we might have another look at. One key thing, well, 4 key things, the wheels. These are not original RS2000 wheels. These are reproduction. They cost a fortune, but the authentic originals cost a double fortune. But then that doesn't really matter because these, well, they were a sporting version of a humble family or shopping car, are becoming very valuable. So it's worth spending the money on it. And it will be eventually, because then it'll go up for sale again. I know what's going to happen. Will it heckers like go up for sale? I'm going to see it when it's done with its black interior, and I'm not going to want to sell it. So that is the story of the Mark II RS2000 that I bought as a smallest cog, restored, sold, bought again, restored again, and then won't want to sell. Obviously, all of that meant, after I'd sold it and I bought it back from the guy I'd sold it to because he didn't want to re-register it, meant I had to break it to the guys that our only successful sale I had bought back. And if you want to see how that went down, there's a link in the description below to go and have a look at the show in which I broke that news to the guys. Hey, you know that car we thought had gone? It's back. And I don't think it'll be going away for a while. I'll miss it too much.